Hey everybody, this is AJ with Young Adults, our college group here at New Hope, and I have Kay Payne with me, and we are going to chat a little bit and talk about what it's like to be a college student during this time. And so, Kay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a sophomore at Florida Southern College. I'm studying music education. I play violin. That basically sums me up.
That sent you up.
Yeah.
And how long you've been kind of uprooted as a college student? Your second year, and life has changed very quickly for you. So talk about that experience with us.
So for us, when we found out we were going home, it was like very, very quick. It was like March 14th or something. We got an email saying that we were going home and had to leave by the 16th. Then we
Okay.
found out, and then they said that we may be allowed to come back April 15th, depending
Okay.
on like the status of the virus. What was funny though is the day before we got an email from the college saying that we were not switching to online classes. So it was like less than 24 hours they decided to change it on us.
Oh my.
So yeah, I had 2 days to like pack up and move out. So it was kind of crazy. I ended up moving everything out, just moving home.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
So you've been in like online school now, what, 3 weeks or more, right?
Yeah.
And how's that been going? Be honest.
It's very difficult for me. I am someone who struggles a lot with self-motivation when, as far as like classes go, especially with the ones that don't always meet at their scheduled time. And they'll tell me like, get this assignment done at some point this week. Then I've had a hard time getting those done, honestly.
Yes, I
Mhm.
understand.
I've been very impressed with my professors just because I am a music major and they've been trying to figure out how on earth to like teach class piano online.
Sure.
That was our professor got creative with that one. So there have been a few others that we've created other ways to learn that have been pretty good.
So along with you learning how to do school online and the struggles that come with that, you teach, right? You have a job, don't you?
Yeah.
So how that's taking it to a whole nother level as well. Tell us what you do, what's your job, and how you've had to adjust to that being at home.
So I teach private violin lessons, and I have 2 7-year-olds and I have a 49-year-old woman. And with the woman, she's fantastic and no problem. I say something, she's got it. It's a lot easier. With the 2 7-year-olds, I've had to readjust how I taught before. A lot of times I would play with them or play for them and then have them repeat, and I could like point things out in their music, and that's something that I can't really do anymore. So I'll always have like a piece of paper or a whiteboard with me, and I'll draw like the symbols that we're learning about in their music that day. I'll hold it up and be like, do you see this in your music? And they'll search, and it takes them like 5 minutes. Oh, there it is. And they're like, yeah, so that's a crescendo. That was what we learned on Thursday. We talked about crescendos. I was like, do you see this? They were like, yeah, okay, so it's a crescendo and a diminuendo. It's been a lot of fun, but
I bet.
yeah, it's been nice though. I have actually seen a lot more progress in those two since they've been doing it home. And I think it is because their parents are right there listening to what they're doing and hearing what I have to say. So that's actually been a good thing. They've improved a lot in 3 weeks.
So when do your classes end, and are you going to take summer classes?
Well, I'm not taking summer classes. No. But I have this week and next week and then finals.
Okay.
So I'm almost done.
You got this. You got this. You're doing great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, honey.
I was just saying I hope so.
Oh, for sure. For sure. What has been helpful during this time is, meeting with small group on Sunday still, or us all talking? What have been some of the go-to things that have been helping you during these difficult times?
I think for me, like any face-to-face interaction I can get, like whether it's how we do it with Zoom, like our small group, even that on Sundays, like a good like jump start to get me going for the week. But like anytime I can like FaceTime a friend or something, I do it because I don't like being isolated.
Yeah.
And even just a phone call has gotten to where it's not enough. I need to see the face.
We talked about that Sunday, on Easter Sunday, with our small group, those of us that were really, because I identify with you as well. Like I like people, I like to see them and stuff like that. Some people are okay with it, or they're learning that they didn't think they were, and now they are. But it's different for everybody, definitely different. Later in life, when we probably hear quarantine or isolation, we'll be like, what? Don't say the word. Like, no. But
Yeah.
just like everyone else, we'll get through it. Definitely get through it. So here's a fun question. When this is all over and we get to return to a normal life and social distancing is, it's all past, what is the first thing that Kay Payne wants to do?
Well, as soon as I am allowed to, and it will be safe, I'm going to Disney.
All right, go to Disney.
That's it.
That's cool. That's right. You're a season pass holder, right?
Yeah.
That's your go-to place.
I'm used to going like every week or every other week, and it's been like a month since I was there last, and I'm feeling it.
I bet you are. I bet you are.
Yeah.
What I've loved your honesty, by the way. I appreciate it. It's so good. Like, it's nice to know that even different ages and stages that we all have in life, that we all have similar struggles, through all of this. And some people don't, like I said, but what has been the one thing that you've gained out of this experience? Our lives have changed, work has changed, school's changed, a lot of things. What is one thing that you can take away from this? And there could be more, but what's one thing that you feel you've gained from this?
I have actually gained a lot more confidence in myself as a person.
That's so cool.
I've had a lot of time to reflect on myself because I spend a lot of time alone.
Right.
And I've just like come to realize that I am the person that I'm meant to be, and just that I do fit in where I am and everything. And I think that's actually been the biggest positive that's come out, is I felt more confident about myself in like the last week or two.
No, that's a good thing. I think we all need to feel that sometimes.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm like by myself, and you get alone and some of those negative thoughts creep in, and I've had to like battle those. And when I sit there, I'm like, no, I'm better than this. And when I do it enough, it works. So I've actually
what is the one thing right now when you need a break and you got to step away from school or teaching or whatever? I mean, we all know we're pretty much home, but what do you do? What is I got to step away from all this. I got to restart, reboot, and come back. What do you do?
I either go and grab a snack and like just sit and be for a minute, or I'll like make a really nice hot bath.
Nice.
Relax.
I'll say yes. I do that. I'll take afternoon baths at like 3:00. I do know. Not too long ago. Yeah, you definitely have to. If you had to talk to any graduating senior, so the class of 2020, you just graduated in 2018, right? Your sister's a graduate this year, correct? So your sister, my son Cameron, if you had something to say to them, you were able to graduate and you got all the little fun stuff, what would you say to them? I mean, I know it's difficult because this is the first class that's ever gone through any of this, but you're 2 years in college and you've learned a couple of things and a few things in your years of college. What would you say?
As far as like to prepare them for college?
Yeah. Despite that they're probably missing all the fun things, what would you say to them?
I think the biggest lesson I learned when I got to college was like to learn your boundaries.
Nice.
And not even for like bad things or anything, but I've always been someone to overcommit myself. And I found out in the first week of college not to do that. And just get overwhelmed really quick, but also make sure that you have time to enjoy yourself too. Don't just overwork yourself. So that's
I
not
think
good
that's
either.
good advice for anybody, whether
Yeah.
somebody's stepping into anything. I think that's even a great example for when life does go back to normal, that people don't start to overcommit and this, and, oh, I didn't get to do this, and they're doing all this stuff. It's like, no, set those boundaries, make time for
Yeah.
yourself. I think that's what we've all had to do recently too.
Yeah, that's something my dad would always tell me starting like middle school. I was always one to agree to do everything, and I would overdo stuff. And he has said that since I was in 8th grade. And then when I got to college, my major requires me to take at least 9 or 10 classes every semester. And when I started, I was also in our school's honors program. And I was, getting used to living somewhere new and getting a new schedule and all that. And I went to my professor, my advisor, and I was like, all right, I can't do this. I had my first violin lesson, and I realized that I was not going to be able to work enough to be where I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I need to figure out how to balance everything. So actually I had to drop out of the honors program to focus on my major. And that was the big change that I made for myself. So
we all have to go through stuff like that, but that's good to figure it out at a young,
yeah,
age.
I had a lot of help.
That's good. It's important to surround yourself with help. How about your faith? Are you doing anything at school? Do you attend any small groups? Or, I know when you're home, you come to young adults at New Hope, but how's your faith at school? Or is it kind of on hold until you come home? And there's no wrong answer, remember.
Yeah. I've not found a church that I like yet over there. I've not tried as many as I would like to, but I just haven't found a good fit yet. But instead of going to church, I have one friend in particular. She's the one that I brought to small group a few weeks ago.
Yes.
She's been my rock in my faith, and we both talk to each other and discuss our faith and how we want to keep growing and everything. And she's been we'll talk amongst each other.
Sure. Especially in times like these where people are just throwing in the towel, or, oh, the church isn't open, the building's not there. It's like, no, we're all still here. The church is in the building, it's all of us and everything else. So, well, I'm just thrilled every time you come home and you come back to New Hope. But I've been always, you've been forever since this program started and I was the coordinator, been my number one fan, and you were my first person to get when you all graduated. So I'm grateful for you and you spending your time talking and being honest. And I just want to say thanks, Kay. You're doing a great job. And we have our young adult small group forever until you all graduate, which,
I'll be 50 and still come. It's fine.
Great. We'll be in there together. So I adore you, and thanks for spending time together so we can just chat and be honest and tell everybody hi out there. And
yeah.
That's about it. You have a music lesson to teach tonight?
Nope. I teach online on Thursdays.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Do them all in a row.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking the time to do this, sweetheart. I appreciate you very much.
Thank you for asking me.
Oh, are you kidding me? For sure. And I'll see you Sunday.
I'll see you Sunday.
All right, Kay. Bye, honey.
Bye.
Take care.